Join Shelley Johnson and Kathy Tuccaro every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Time for Women Road Warriors on your driver navigation station, tncradio.live.
Hear the best of tncradio.live every night. It's TNC Radio Primetime. Interviews, music, information, and news you can use every night. 7 to 9 Eastern, 6 to 8 Central, TNC Radio Primetime.
Welcome in, TNC Radio.live. We're live on a Wednesday night, and this is Taillights with the Baums. Here's Larry and Angie.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Angie.
Yeah, I'm Larry. Hope everybody's doing great out there.
Now, wait, can you go over that again? Which one's which?
Yeah, I know. People get confused by us a lot.
Yeah.
It's my high-pitched voice.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
So it's great.
We are in Virginia Beach, and it is pouring down rain. We got that system.
Pouring.
Verba, as they say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, our guest tonight should be joining us shortly. She's having some technical issues. You guys probably know her as Lily Trucker on YouTube and TikTok, and her and her husband Rich are team drivers. They're really awesome. I know she was going to try to call in from the road, so I'm thinking she's having technical difficulties, but we'll pitch in until she gets here.
Okay, well, since we've got a minute, I wanted to bring something up to the two of you. HBO's newest show stars two of our favorite people from not House of the Dragon. They were from the Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones?
Yes. Have you seen The Last of Us?
No.
This is the new show.
Very intrigued.
It's only been on for 2 weeks, and I got to tell you, it's awesome. So remember the girl who was from Bear Island?
Yes.
Okay. And John is our king. He will always be. Remember she was very straightforward.
Yes.
And you remember, I don't remember the character name. The guy who was killed by the mountain trying to defend Tyrion.
Yeah, you killed my dad. Now I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, you killed my wife or my sister or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he would have been able to kill the mountain if he didn't say that speech.
Yeah, if he wasn't. Yes, right. So those two are the stars of the show. And in this show, it is intense and creepy, and it's awesome. So put it on. You'll love it. The first episode's an hour and a half. The second episode's an hour. And it's one of those 10 minutes in, you're going, yeah, I'm going to end up watching all this.
And what was the name again?
The Last of Us.
The Last of Us.
What was the one we just got? We just got done watching Terminal List. That's another, holy cow, that gets you from the first episode. That's got Chris Pratt in it. That was a good one.
All right, I'll have to check that one out. Hey, I see that Ashley has joined us. She's on mute. Ashley, welcome in. I said, Ashley, welcome in.
Abracadabra, come in.
I'm
here. Hello.
She is. All right.
Hey, my magic powers still work.
Can you hear me? Yes or no?
Yes, we can hear you, sweetie.
All righty, thanks.
How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing wonderful. Never better.
Are you driving tonight?
I am. I'm trying to get. I was hoping to be where I needed to be, but that's trucking. I'm almost there, though.
That's good. Are you run into any weather?
I've had awful weather all day long, actually. I came out of Maryland this morning, and it has just been snow up through Allentown, Pennsylvania. That turned into ice coming up to New York.
Yeah, New York's just getting
awful.
Slammed right now.
Yeah, we had a lot of ice tonight, this evening. But the weather seems to be going up. The temperatures went up a little bit. And Rich is getting ready to take over. So he should have decent weather for the night.
Well, isn't that how it always works? So for those of you guys that don't know, Ashley and Rich are, like I said earlier, from Lily Trucking. You guys probably know them from Facebook. They have a YouTube channel, and they're best known for TikTok. but they're a team couple. And Ashley and I always joke about, we get the crappy weather and then the guys take over and they've got smooth sailing. It's not very fair.
I know.
Men better.
What a jerk. Oh, God. Well, actually, I'm going to let you kind of introduce yourself. I figured I would let you just kind of explain to everybody like how you and Rich met and how long you guys have been trucking.
Okay, first I want to thank you and Larry for having me on tonight. You wanted me to start with how I got into trucking. Is that what you're asking?
And how you and Rich met.
And how I met Rich.
Yeah.
I started trucking 9 years ago. I didn't go to a formal school. I was trained by an 80-year-old man. And I got my license the old-fashioned way, pretty much done my whole career the old-fashioned way. Started at a small little company, been working there, and with that company, I was a local truck driver. I'm going to fast forward a lot of it to I was trucking, and I went to Chobani Yogurt up in New Berlin, New York, and I was on my 30-minute break, and I was on a dating app called Plenty of Fish, and it was
Boy, do we know that app.
How I ended up on there was it was muddy and it was raining, and I was like, didn't really want to take my 30-minute break, but I was like, you know what? I'm sick of being wet and muddy. I'm just going to take my break. And I started swiping, and long story short, I swiped right on my husband, Rich. And it was actually a day later before I sent him a hello.
Oh, you sent him a message first? Good for you.
Yes, I sent him a hello. Rich is an avid hunter, for anybody that doesn't know. And he was actually sighting in his gun. So it's just kind of ironic. And I sent him hello, and we started talking. And we were supposed to meet for like 2 weeks. But we got talking, and before we knew it, I'm like, I need to come meet you. And he's like, you're everything I've been looking for. I think it was just that I was a female trucker. He just said, no, that's not it. Well, what was it?
You're gorgeous. Have you not seen yourself?
He says he was a lonely man. I think he just seen my CDL and you got big eyes, right? But yeah, it was a week later, we met, and I drove local after that. But I was local, but I had to stay in my truck. And I commuted back and forth for a couple of months. And then I got a job with a truck driving school. That made it so I could be home with Rich. Rich was a garbage man at the time. He had been a garbage man for 16 years, right, honey? Yeah, 16 years. And I worked at the truck driving school, and after being there about 2 years, one day we had talked quite a bit at home about, what would we go out driving. And I always say, and you're going to hear it on your radio show, and I don't know if I've talked about it over on Lily Tucker, but I always said, and Rich will agree, I'm not going back out on the road ever again unless you're going. I'm not going back out there. I'm not going back. Well, long story short again, one day, you want to go trucking? All right, let's go trucking. And away we went. And that's where the journey of Lily Trucker and Rich began, because I started out as Lily Trucker, maybe 6-7 years ago. I started Lily Trucker, and it was a way of me documenting my journey, of that it hasn't always been easy. And I've had to learn along the way, and it's came with negatives, it's came with its positives. And it was a way for me to not only document for myself, but document for my family, if anything ever happened out on the road. Because as all of us drivers know, every time we get out here and we're driving, there's when your time's your time,
Absolutely.
So I hope the good Lord keeps me here as long as he can, hauling freight, because I love every minute of it. My husband loves every minute of it. Even when trucks break down, we just had a pretty catastrophic breakdown yesterday. We had a gear go right through the bell housing of our truck.
The new truck you're in?
We're actually in another new truck.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, William Robert, Billy Bob is dead. So we're in a new truck. It's already been named. It's Old Charlie because it has the lane assist, and we let our trucks name themselves. A lot of people know all of our trucks are named. They mostly name themselves, which is cool. Rich and I enjoy it. Gives us something to, you talk to truck as you drive. So this one has lane assist, and the first time it made that rumble when it's definitely never the driver's fault, but I was close to that lane. I don't know what it was. I said, "Oh, Charlie," and oh, Charlie, it is.
That's super. We're gonna take just a quick commercial break here, but I want to remind everybody that's new to maybe hasn't heard Lily Trucking before. Be sure to check out TikTok because I think that's where you guys shine the most. It just shows your relationship, but you can also find them on YouTube and Facebook. But we're gonna take just a quick break, and we'll be back here in just a few moments with Ashley. Keep listening to Taillights with the Baums.
This blog on TNC Radio is brought to you by the Truckers Network at app.thetruckersnetwork.net. The 5 best truck stops in America. Truck drivers spend days, sometimes weeks, out on the road. Sometimes taking a break at a nice truck stop's a great way to relax and take your mind off driving. There are many truck stops across the United States, but we listed the 5 best truck stops that every trucker needs to stop and experience. Little America, Wyoming. The Little America Truck Stop is located in Little America, Wyoming. It's a mini-chain truck stop with several locations throughout the country for truckers to enjoy. Little America offers a wide variety of services to truck drivers. Some of the services include service truck roadside repair, tire repair, new tires, wheel seals, oil changes, water pumps, brakes, courtesy property shuttle, AC repairs, belts, DOT inspections, and trailer tarp installation. Iowa 80, Walcott, Iowa. Iowa 80 is a place where truckers want to stop. It's the world's largest truck stop, and it's filled with tons of activities and tourist attractions. Truck drivers can stop and enjoy a nice meal, watch a movie, or stop by the trucking museum. Iowa 80 also has a full range of truck services and amenities. Some of the services and amenities include cat scale, chiropractor, convenience store, interstate dental, Dogomat, fuel center, laundry facility, library, travel service center, truckomat, and a workout room. South of the border, Hammers, South Carolina. Pedro's Truck Stop, also known as Porky's, located in Hammers, South Carolina, is a world-famous roadside attraction for tourists and truck drivers. Pedro's filled with many different activities, unique foods and shopping. It also offers truck drivers supplies, showers, a trucker's lounge, and 24/7 fresh hot coffee. Trails Travel Center, Albert Lee, Minnesota. Trails Travel Center is everything a truck driver needs and amazing food. Some of the Trails Travel Center's food options are a tavern, Cold Stone Creamery, Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, and McDonald's. Truckers can also stop and shop heavy-duty truck parts or chrome parts. Trails Travel Center also has a truck service that offers drivers wash services, tire services, wheel alignments, and suspension repair. Jubit's, Portland, Oregon. Jubit's is a family-owned truck stop and boasts of being the world's classiest truck stop. They were also recently named the second-best rest stop in America. Drivers can enjoy a 24-hour full-service Cascade Grill restaurant, a 100-room hotel, movie theater, barber shop, and more. Jubit's also has a truck service center and is committed to providing truck drivers the best tires, truck maintenance, and truck repair. Some of their services include engine diagnostics, oil change, DOT inspection, glass replacement, metal fabrication, welding, tires, tire service, and airbags, plus brake service, truck trailer alignment, shock absorbers, air conditioning maintenance, electrical diagnostics, battery service, suspension repair, electronic logging devices, lubricant service, APU installation and service. This infoblog was brought to you by the Truckers Network at app.thetruckersnetwork.net. Join Tom Kelly and the rest of the team each day on the morning grind. Then stay tuned for an encore presentation of last night's Landline Now. Weekdays on tncradio.live.
Kathy DeCaro is nothing short of amazing. She not only drives the world's biggest truck as a heavy equipment operator in northern Alberta, Canada. She's an international motivational speaker and the author of Dream Big, an autobiography about overcoming a lifetime of trauma and abuse that led to dreams of success. Kathy inspires people the world over to change their lives and improve their self-worth. Her book will change your life. She's passionate about personal growth and believes anyone can change their circumstances and overcome their obstacles if they believe in themselves. Her life will amaze you and seriously inspire you. Be sure to order a copy of her book, Dream Big, on Amazon.com.
Welcome back. You're listening to Taillights with the Baums. I'm Angie.
And I'm still Larry.
Are you sure about that
I'm
one?
positive.
And before we went on break, we were talking with Ashley from Lily Trucker, just kind of finding out about how her and her husband Rich met, how long they've been driving. So one of the cool things that I love about your videos, because you always show the, the good, the bad, the ugly of trucking, but most of it's funny, most of it's humorous. But I love the way you and Rich, like the banter between you two, because you remind me so much of me and Larry. But like Rich is a really shy one, and you're the real outgoing one.
Oh, I'm definitely the crazy to Rich's calm. That's what we say all the time.
It's so cute because it's like, so he'll, like some of the videos you can see, he's like, oh God, Ashley, are you filming me again? And that's exactly how Larry's at. He's like, really?
You're right.
Oh gosh. So how did you convince him to start doing social media with you? Was he like right on board, or was he like, I'm too shy?
I think like secretively that he kind of was like interested in it. Like he wanted to do it, but he's shy, so he wasn't really sure. Would you agree, Rich? Like that's how you felt about it? So he I'm so sorry, guys. I'm just backing in a trailer.
Oh, that's no problem. Yeah, for those of you guys that don't know, they're in the process of, you're picking up a load, right?
Doing a quick drop and hook, and once I back it in, I'll be good to go. But yeah, so he was so shy, but I think secretively, like he really liked that I did Lily Trucker, and like he would smile like at my videos and stuff. So, but he never would know like what to like say or do. So when we first started, I would kind of like help him along, like coax him along, or make him laugh and make him joke. And then he slowly just kind of does his own thing. Or a lot of times I just catch him off guard, honestly.
Which are the best ones.
Yeah, like I'll jump over his shoulder and I'll be like, I'll just have some song going or some craziness, and he has no choice.
Oh, that's right.
It's in the marriage contract, right?
Yeah, I think so. Love, honor, and embarrass our husbands. I agree. I'm the same way.
Absolutely.
Oh, God. So one of the things that you had mentioned before the break was your educational process into the trucking industry. And I think that's what I love the most, because like you've mentioned kind of briefly about, I don't know, the last 6 months have just been horrible for you guys as far as truck issues and going from one truck to another truck. Like your original truck that you've had for a while was Daisy, and she's broken down a few times, and we've had to go into rental trucks, and now she's completely gone.
Right?
Oh, gosh. So, but one of the great things is that, you mentioned that you were, taught the old school way, which I think is good because it taught you not only to drive, but how to work on your truck. And you've been able to and you've done a few TikToks and some of the things, that you fixed or some of the issues that you've come across. And I don't think, because like when we know that today's society, when people go through CDL school, they really don't teach you that.
Right. I agree with that 100% on so many levels too, because I did learn. I call it the old-fashioned way. I learned on old equipment. I drove a truck up until it was 20 years old for 4 years, and I worked with older equipment. I've actually always worked with older equipment most of my driving career, and I can honestly say that I feel like it put me to that advantage because I didn't have brand new equipment that, I can just kick my tires and go down the road. I need to make sure that I took care of it. And with working with that, I learned over the years, it was slowly, I'm still learning every day, and when I was, where I'm going with this is when I was a truck driving instructor, one of the biggest challenges I had is because the programs want to push through so fast that they say, the driver will learn on the road. The driver will learn on the road. Yeah, you will learn on the road, but the more knowledge you can have going into it helps you out to, like, sometimes I know in my experience on the road is like I'll see newer drivers that it's almost like they have no clue because they're like thrown to the wolves, and my heart, and that was a big reason that played a big part of me walking away from the truck driving school, was because I was the driver that wanted to try to give them everything I could before they left me. Could I give them everything? No, but simple mechanical things that you could be looking for, that and the importance of your braking system, and why are you doing a brake test? You're not just memorizing it. So many things were focused around memorizing it versus learning it. And I'm a firm believer you have to understand why, this braking system on this equipment is so important in so many ways. And to just do a brake test and that they don't understand it, you could definitely, things can happen, accidents can happen. So, yeah.
I think that's one of my biggest pet peeves is, they try to rush people through CDL school so fast because in reality, the reality is the quicker they can push you out, the quicker they can get you on the road, the quicker they can get another student in and start making more money. And that's the way they look at it. But you are so right. I know when I went to CDL school, Larry flat out told me, he goes, you're going to learn the basics, the bare bone basics to get you behind the wheel and to get you driving down the road. He goes, I will teach you everything else. And he was right on court because I didn't learn anything in CDL school. I felt like everything I learned about trucking and being on the road and everything that actually happens was from Larry.
Yeah, and you feel like at such a disadvantage. And with you saying that, it's funny that you bring that up too, because Rich was a garbage man for 16 years. He had his Class A, but a year and a half ago, when we set out on this adventure, Rich had very minimal tractor trailer training. He had hauled a few loads of, I believe it was corn, and a few loads of garbage to a landfill, which, and he would agree, is so much different than, I guess you could say, general freight, and what we're doing, and just learning this side of it. So I actually, opposite you and Larry, I was bringing my husband out to train, and we were able to, because I didn't have a ton of over-the-road experience, and he was a new driver, we got to learn together, kind of made it on equal ground, where he had his weaknesses with learning this type of hauling freight. And I had my weakness with trip planning and listening to Sherry, our GPS. For anybody that doesn't know, our GPS is named Sherry after wine. She's a drunk. Sometimes they tell you to do silly things. And another fun fact, we call our logbook Jack Daniels. So he's drunk too. But I think we definitely both were able to, use our weaknesses to our advantage. And it didn't make Rich feel like he was alone. And it didn't, I was actually, I think it was today. I was driving and, I usually go a normal way and the GPS was telling me to go another way. And I don't know if you guys do it. Two minds are better than one. Hey, Rich, should I go this way or should I? I always say, and I'm like, I usually go this way. And he, opens the curtain, looks out. Yeah, send it, And that's a thing I love about driving team versus solo, that, you do have that second mind.
They can throw ideas off each other. We do that all the time. And I'm the same way when it comes to GPS and driving. Should I take this? Because a lot of times you just don't know. Is it a truck friendly route? Am I going to be able to go down that? Hey, Larry, help. Yeah. Well, we're going to take another quick break. But when we come back, I think one of the things I was going to discuss with you is because you guys are married, number one, and team driving, number two, I thought we kind of discuss what do you think are the pros and cons of team driving as far as for you guys? Because I know we all have our pros and cons. So we'll talk about that next. So you guys sit tight. We're listening to Taillights with the Baums.
Perspective of a driver's life. It's every Monday on TNC Radio Live at 7 p.m. Eastern. It's Building Strong Minds.
Trucking Moves America Forward, or TMAF, is boosting the image of the industry by telling the story of trucking, and your story can be part of it. Upload a photo. Tell us what you love about trucking, or send us a story about a good deed or charitable act in trucking. Be sure to follow us on social media and contact us through truckingmovesamerica.com. That's truckingmovesamerica.com.
Welcome back, everybody. You are listening to Taillights with the Baums. I'm Angie.
And I think I'm still Larry. I'm not sure.
You're so talkative tonight.
The jury's still out on that one.
Yes. So we've been talking with Ashley from Lily's Trucker. And so one of the things Larry and I always joke about, because we've been out here teaming for 8 years, and I had mentioned how Larry was my trainer, and we always joke, but it's kind of serious. Like the first 2 years we said, we probably got divorced like 50 times, but it was because he was my trainer on top of being my husband. So you had to kind of like figure out that fine line. So how has team trucking been with you and Rich? Have you guys had obstacles, and have you found it hard to be together 24/7?
We have not found it hard to be together at all 24/7. One thing we did from the very beginning, and we haven't mentioned a lot, is we started when we first came out that we have this thing we do that when, say, work gets too much or whatever, we'll do a timeout. And timeout means that our marriage comes before work, and what we have. And that's like our timeout. And we usually will give a look to each other. We'll give each other a hug, a kiss, whatever. And, we've always done that from the beginning. When we decided to do this, we have old fashioned at heart. So we always wanted to be together. We never want to be apart. And I want to tell you a little story. We went on vacation back in the fall, and we went to and we weren't working, but this tells how close we are. We went to a store and we got to the store and we both grabbed a shopping cart. We're known for doing that. We're like two little old ladies. And Rich went his way. He's going to go to the man goods, all the manly stuff. And I'm going to go look at the clothes, typical woman, clothes and shoes. So, I'm over there and I'm looking at stuff and, some times pass and I'm thinking, oh, I wonder where Rich is. Well, I turn around and he's right there. And it melts my heart right now telling this because I looked at him and we're in the middle of a Martin store in Maine. And I'm like, were you missing me? He's like, yeah, I was missing you. He's like, I felt very uncomfortable. And because I think it's worse together so much. And I don't know if you guys all agree or not, but we are together so much that we almost feel uncomfortable when we're not around each other. I guess that's the best way I can explain it. Rich, what do you always say about our time apart? It's only what season? Say it.
During deer season.
That's our time. That's our time apart is during deer season. And I will tell you, what have you done during deer season?
Actually come out of the woods early because
you missed me just a little.
Just a little.
Yeah.
And I got cold.
Yeah, and I got cold. Yep.
Oh, my God.
So that's what you told the guys. You got cold, so you could come out.
So he was hunting deer, but missing his deer.
Ah, that was good.
There you go, Larry.
So mushy.
But yeah, and another thing, we don't. Rich and I don't. We don't argue. It's so weird. We've been together 4 years, and I know it's hard for people to believe, but we don't argue. But we both have our own minds, and we have our own way of thinking, and we have our own opinions. But it's weird when we have a difference of opinion. We call it and I don't want to swear, but it's not bitching and it's not bickering, it's bitchering. And we'll actually say to each other, quit your bitchering, because, and the times that we have that is, and the only times that we'll even usually generally is when we're tired, when we're fatigued, because we've been running extra hard. Like we're coming now into, we're running our last run for the week, and we have been going nonstop since Sunday, around the clock, and we can do up till as many as 4 drop-in hooks to 5 to 6, whatever it is in the day. So our truck stops a lot, it moves a lot. It's challenging in the way to really just get that good night's rest and sleep. So we find that we have if we have any moments like those, it's generally when one of us is fatigued or tired, and then if both of us are, well then you got potluck.
Oh yeah, and we're exactly the same way, and people think that we're crazy too because we enjoy being together, and we have our down times, like I'll go get my nails done or I'll go grocery shopping because he doesn't really care to shop. But even during those times, I'm like, man, I miss him. I want to get home. And he's the same way. He'll call me and be like, are you coming home yet? I miss you. And our kids just think that we're so retarded. And I'm like, I can't help it when you're with someone 24/7, even being away from just a couple hours, you're like, okay, I miss him.
Oh, you're absolutely right with that. I agree because our families don't understand it. Though, I think Rich's parents to a certain extent, because they actually have a really close-knit marriage similar. So I think that's part of like Rich being that way. Another little fun fact, Rich and I both, our parents have been married together and not separated.
Wow. Okay, that's cool. That not many people can say that.
Not many people can. So that's a fun fact. Rich's parents and my dad are the same age. They're 75 right now. Yeah, 75. I think they're. Yeah, they're 75. My mom is 8 years younger. So that's pretty cool. I think, I have to believe some of your upbringing plays into that as well. I don't know. I could almost say Rich and I live even more for our marriage and very just together. And I call it old fashioned because I see a lot of the modern day marriages just aren't like ours. And I feel blessed to have it every day. And I'm blessed to have what we have.
Well, I think that's why Larry and I connected so much with you two, because our marriages are very similar and our beliefs and our viewpoints are very similar. And we do have a lot of things in common, which is funny. It's like the more we talk, we're like, oh my gosh, me too. Or Rich and Larry are very much alike.
Yeah.
But so we should probably also mention, because there is a star of all your videos that I think is just so underrated that he probably needs more camera time. But the star of Lily Trucker, in my opinion, is Diesel. Can we tell everybody who Diesel is?
Diesel is our cat that's on our truck with us. His name is Diesel's One-Eyed Willie. We call him Diesel for short. He has been, I actually have had him. He'll be 7 years old. I mean, be 8. We had his birthday on the truck on TikTok. I can't remember. I always forget. I know the date. He has been trucking with me since he was 10 weeks old. And when Rich and I came out on our journey, he has come along with us. We've taken him to California and back. He comes with us every week on the truck. He wanted to stay home. We had a short week because of a holiday, and he wanted to stay home. We just knew he did. And we're like, we're going to leave you home, but you're going to be miserable. You're going to miss us. And we had our niece stop in and check on him, so don't think we didn't. But when we got home, he was like, Mom and Dad, don't you ever leave me again.
I know. I remember when you made that video when he came home. It's like, we're home, Diesel. He's like, don't you ever leave again.
Yeah, don't you ever do that. I don't care what I tell you. Don't ever leave me like that.
Exactly.
we have Diesel on the truck, and we also have Rich's son comes with us. So he's with us too. He's if you ever see our cross hanging in our truck, Rich's son's ashes in there, and he has come on all of our journey as well with us. So we got some cool things on here, and it's home for us when we're not home. When we're not switching trucks so much, we try to make our trucks as much like home as we can. As Angela, I am a Pioneer Woman collector.
Me too.
To the 10th power. I know you have Pioneer Woman on your truck, and I generally have a lot of stuff on my truck as well. So that's definitely something we have in common as well. That's one of my hobbies. I love to collect that. And it's nice that you can transition it onto the truck.
Absolutely. We're gonna take just another quick commercial break in a minute, but I do want to talk about, because I think one of the things I love is you and I both cook on the truck, and you're like Larry and I were, because you have a much smaller truck than we do, and I used to cook in our truck too. So we'll talk a little bit about cooking on the truck, and it's not always easy to eat healthier out there, because there's days where we're just like you, got to get fast food or pizza because we're exhausted. But it is nice when you have those times and you cook, and you guys come up with some pretty cool quick meals on the road. So we'll talk about that when we get back in just a few minutes. You are listening to Taillights with the Baums.
Becoming a truck driver is not an easy task. You have to meet several requirements. After reviewing and meeting the requirements, you'll need to obtain a CDL, or a commercial driver's license, through the DMV in your state. To get your CDL, you must pass a knowledge and skills test. Many drivers attend a trucking school to help prepare them for the tests. After successfully passing the CDL test, you now have your Class A CDL. Sounds pretty straightforward, right? Well, there's a little bit more to becoming a professional truck driver than just passing a few exams and getting your CDL. Trucking, as you may know, is not an easy career. It can be stressful, dangerous, lonely, and emotionally draining. Drivers need to make it a priority to become fully prepared for life on the road. Being prepared for life on the road can help avoid unnecessary mistakes and losses. Attending a trucking school is one way for drivers to prepare themselves for their new adventure. However, drivers don't always learn everything they need to be successful during their time at trucking school. Trucking schools will cover the basics for classroom instruction and in-driving modules, but new drivers need to learn more than just the basics. How do new drivers acquire the right training? The Truckers Network is proudly partnering with Advanced Pre-Employment Training, which is a training course for both professional drivers and trucking companies. Advanced Pre-Employment Training helps grow your industry knowledge by providing training courses on all the important topics for becoming a successful driver. These include pre-trip inspection, company representation, communication, document organization, bill of lading, refrigeration units, weight and axles, safety, and industry knowledge. Their focus points are to increase stability and growth in the business, eliminate mistakes and financial losses, maintain company safety ratings, and eliminate drivers and owner-operators quitting or losing their jobs. The Truckers Network members can now save 5% off advanced pre-employment training courses by using our exclusive promo code. Become a member today of the Truckers Network and save instantly on the industry's best products and services. Visit the Truckers Network website at app.thetruckersnetwork.net. That's app.thetruckersnetwork.net.
TNCRadio.live, your commercial driver navigation station.
Great leaders challenge their people not to stop at the first right answer. Tighten the Lug Nuts is the book that will help you move past that first right answer to be more effective, more productive, and more successful. This book serves as a blueprint that can be easily applied by leaders, entrepreneurs, truckers, owner-operators, all of us in our everyday lives. This is one of the best leadership books you can read to help you accelerate towards your personal and professional goals. Plus, a portion of the proceeds will be donated to truckerschristmasgroup.org. Visit TightenTheLugNuts.com to order your copy today.
Welcome back. You're listening to Taillights with the Baums. And while we were in commercial break, Ashley and I were talking, and Pioneer Woman, you need to hook Ashley and I up because we love your stuff and we love decorating our trucks with it. So you got to hook some girls up.
That's right.
Hook up a sister. That's right. So one of the things that we do have in common, like you were saying, we both like to make our trucks as homey as possible because, you know, we live in our trucks more than we live in our homes. So trying to make it as comfortable as possible because when you're out on the road, you just don't have time to make it a home. And so it's nice to have all those modern conveniences that you can.
And ours are very girly, but she did let me have a Raider pillow.
Yes, I've got everything on here, but he does have a Raider pillow. But one of the things that you've done a couple of TikToks, and you and Rich, one of the things is you guys come up with some really quick meals on the roads. I mean, really ingenious quick meals. And we can't always cook on the truck. You know, there's a lot of times we're getting fast food just like you were getting a pizza from Flying J because you're just too tired. But what do you think your go-to quick meal to make out there when you and Rich are out?
Well, I actually started quite some time ago, Trucking Good Cooking, by Lily Trucker. Lily Trucker's Trucking Good Cooking. And I've actually done several videos on different recipes that could not only be made at home, that could transition onto the truck. And a lot of times, ideas and recipes that come, it's something that comes from what's in our cooler. Because a lot of times we travel with a cooler that we freeze ice and in gallon jugs, and we transition it out throughout the week. When we pop back to the yard, we'll grab another ice brick and put it in there. So if I have, say, some cold meat and some different things, I tend to I don't know how to explain. I know how to explain it. Before I ever wanted to do anything, and I was, we were all in high school, and what do you want to be when you grow up and all that? I wanted to be a chef. I wanted to be a chef. That's why my parents sent me away to go with a chef and see if that, that's what I really wanted. And I didn't go for it, because when you go for chefing school, you don't just come out and you're a chef. So what I love about making the decisions in life I've done is that, I'll never be that chef, but I can cook anything I want with any ingredients. And as long as I have it on the truck, I can make it.
Well, that's what I was just going to say. Now, first of all, how do we find those videos? Because I need some recipe ideas.
Oh, there are tons. Scrolls. Actually, on the top, I believe I have a folder for them on TikTok at the top that says Trucking Good Cooking. And if you click on there, there's some amazing recipes we've made from at home. We've made 7-layer lasagna on the truck, right from fresh hamburger, sausage, and it can all be done on the truck. We made ham dinner for holiday on the truck. We've made rolled turkey with stuffing on the truck. Amazing. That's one of Rich's favorites. So easy. You take box of stovetop stuffing, some turkey cold meat, make your stovetop, your turkey cold meat, roll it up together, put it in either your crock pot, or you can even use your air fryer. I've made cakes on the truck in an air fryer. Roll that all up, put that in there, warm it up, get your favorite jar canned gravy, pour that on the top, make some mashed potatoes. The Idahoans are our favorite, and a vegetable, and you have like a Thanksgiving dinner on the truck. Rich loves it. I've also rolled the turkey and in my crock pot put the potatoes on top of the turkey and like stacked it up, and we've done it like that, so almost like a shepherd's pie. We've done a ton of little meals like that are super easy, simple on the truck.
That's pretty cool, because that's one of the things I did notice a lot of times when you're doing your cooking videos on TikTok. You do say, well, we just had this line around the truck, and so this is what I came up with. And I'm like, all somebody does, I'm like, damn, she's genius. She just, some of the things you put together, I'm like, I never would have thought of that. That's so cool, and it looks really good.
And a lot of times when I get done with my shift, that's what I'll do. If it's, I'll come back and I'll start looking through the cupboards, what do we have here? What can I make with this? And fun little fact that we do, say we do have, we stop for Dunkin' Donuts, or we stop for to have Taco Bell or something like that, which is rarity. We don't eat much fast food at all. A pizza here and there, we're bad with that. But I save the packets, and with it's endless what I can use, like a packet to use. Like, so say I have some chicken breast, I could put it in a tortilla with a little bit of cheese. I put the tacos, and I have a small little cooker that I can make us like quesadillas on, and we have a chicken quesadilla, and we absolutely love that. And it takes me no time at all to make it. It's like a 8-inch little skillet thing. I've showed it in a few videos. Absolutely love that thing.
Now, you mentioned the packets. We save packets all the time, and what we keep them in is a tackle box. Yeah. We use a tackle box for our little packets of condiments.
Yeah.
What a great idea. Yeah.
Yeah, because when we lived like you guys, when we were in a smaller truck, I'm like, I don't want to have full-size ketchup, mustard, all that stuff. So we would get all of our condiments, soy sauce, taco seasoning, and all that stuff, and put it in like a Walmart tackle box. And so that way we always had plenty of condiments.
And it works great if you think about it, because like soy sauce is an example. Now I'm thinking in my head, I could make a recipe with that, but to have a whole bottle of soy sauce on the truck, or, the packets are more than enough out here, because you cook in smaller portions. Between you and I wish I could cook in the smaller portions that I cook on the truck at home, because I get home and all of a sudden I think I got a family of 10,
Oh, us too, because it's like the freedom of being able to cook and have the room to do it. It's like, okay, I'm cooking this and this and this and this and this, because I miss cooking. So when I get home, I'm exactly the same way.
Yeah, I do too. And especially like our biggest challenge we have had is when we get on a truck and it doesn't have a power inverter. You don't have a microwave. You don't have them options. And now you have to come up with dinners. Because let's face it, there's only so many tossed salads you can eat.
That's exactly right. Well, we're getting ready to end the show, but before we do, I want to give you a chance to kind of tell everybody where they can find you on social media, and you can give the names of everything, because that way I want to make sure everybody gets a chance to check out how funny you guys are.
Thank you, everybody, for listening tonight. I am Lily Trucker. You can find me on TikTok at Lily Trucker. On YouTube and on Facebook. Thanks again. It was wonderful getting this chance to come on with Larry and Angela tonight. And I thank you again.
Oh, no problem. We will definitely have you back on. Just a quick reminder, you can always find Larry and I at Married to the Road. And we actually have big news ourselves, two big things. One, our group Trucker Safety Info on Facebook, we actually have teamed up with TNC Radio to provide you guys with the latest in traffic and weather. So if you guys are a trucker out there, or if you just need great weather construction information, be sure to check out Trucker Safety Info. And also, Larry and I have restarted our podcast, Married to the Road. So wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts, whether it's iTunes or Spotify or Stitcher, you can listen to our Married to the Road podcast. And don't forget to stay tuned, because we have a great show coming up with Anderson and Baker. We have Clutch Time Sports. So if you are a sports fan, be sure to stick around. These guys are great. We really love them. Until next week, we'll be back next Wednesday, and we do have a great guest next week. We have Mad Max, as some of you guys know him from Twitter. He's a Walmart truck driver. He's a good friend of mine, and TikTok from TikTok. And we are so excited to have him on the show next week. So be sure to join us next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central.
Bye, everybody. Be safe out there.